really. I took off tonight and I'll take off tomorrow. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the inspiration of what you're doing just by reaching out and getting many devotees to come together, because as many platforms as we can reach out on for devotees, it makes it easier for devotees in the sort of cacophony of their lives, because everybody's jobs, this, that. So when you do things like this, it's a great service because it provides a way for people to come together. So I will mention one thing in hearing Maharaj's talk on leadership, that, leadership is basically three things: organization. But once you have organization, there's going to be two factors that seem to make your organization very fruitful in bhakti or not so fruitful. If there's organization by intimidation, then it becomes problematic. And intimidation is everything from probably gross behavior like intimidation to simply not being inspirational. If you cannot inspire those who are serving, because we should never think someone is serving under us, we should think everyone is serving with us under Guru Parampara. So the biggest thing in any true quality of leadership is inspiration. And inspiration is born from realization. If you realize something in bhakti, you can transmit that to others. That realization, which is inspiration, is what motivates people to serve. Our Srila Prabhupada, you have to think, he didn't really come with the external Occidental or Western dynamics of leadership. He came with spiritual inspiration, and therefore he could draw such a myriad of people from all backgrounds, races, creeds, colors, socioeconomic statuses, to all come together under a cultural umbrella that probably nobody of their own accord would join. I mean, most devotees, I saw devotees for the first time in 1969 or something like that. And, you don't think I'm going to be part of this thing with the bed sheets and the chalk and, right? Nobody thinks like that. Right. And then, of course, my history is that in 1972, when I first went to a temple, I was completely overwhelmed, but it would not have made sense culturally. Like most people growing up in an urban environment and the things we were acclimated to in our social dynamics, going to a temple and then being super inspired to go the next week, then the next week, then the next week, and then it becoming your life. Obviously, once we become a little mature, we can understand that these are previous spiritual impressions, even from previous lives. But, the dynamic is that Srila Prabhupada had spiritual inspiring power, that he could get people to come together. And even if you didn't know the deeper nuances of bhakti, and you didn't really resonate with the cultural expression that you saw, you were willing to make that leap of faith, true faith, because he had such inspirational power. Many people couldn't even understand a little bit of the accent of Srila Prabhupada in the very beginning. What to speak of if he was going to start quoting Sanskrit verses and this and that. But it had so much power, inspirationally, from the realizations, pure realizations, that it bypassed the intellectual mechanisms, mental mechanisms, and actually went straight to the heart. So I'll just conclude with this. There's actually one verse in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Santam prasanga mama virya samvira. That's the first line. This one line is so powerful because it says, in the presence of a true sadhu, of a true spiritually realized person, satam prasanga. So in Sanskrit, the prefix pra means absolute or complete. Sangha means when you come together with them and you are a fertile person, meaning willing to receive inspiration, and they are filled with spiritual inspiration. Santam prasanga mama virya. Mama virya, Krishna is directly saying himself, my power, means the spiritual energy, which we're all trying to obtain. Samvad comes through in their harikatha, or comes through in their spiritual discourse. And it's that spiritual discourse, bhavanti rit karana rasanayakata. So bhavanti rit means it bypasses the mind and intelligence, and rit means heart in Sanskrit. So it goes straight to the heart, and it produces a joy and an epiphany about things that makes you go, ha ha, This is real. Understand? And when that happens, it becomes Avanti Rit Rasanaya Kata. It becomes like medicine and like a tonic of pleasure to the ears, the mind, and everything else. And then the more we have that kind of association gradually, Shraddha, Bhakti, Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramashiti, in like a progression, which as we become more mature, we can internally recognize it. We develop through Shraddha, or faith, to the point of Bhakti, and then to the point of the higher elements of Bhakti, like praise. Understand? So inspiration is the foundational thing.